Hello, everybody. This is the last video on transport layer services, and we are talking about connections, and we are going to discuss about connection release here. So as mentioned earlier, connections has to be established, and after transmission is over, the connection has to be released. So is it as difficult as connection establishment, or is it easier than that? Let us have a look. So basically, there are two types of connection release procedure. One is asymmetric and the other is symmetric. So in asymmetric, you have a procedure like this. So connection request is sent, acknowledgement is sent, and data plus acknowledgement is sent back to the host 2. After that, data is transmitted. Now in asymmetric connection release, any of the two parties can decide to disconnect. So you can see here, host 2 decides to disconnect. It sends a disconnect request. DR stands for disconnect request. So, but before this disconnect request, once it sends the disconnect request, after that, it will not receive any more data from host 1. But you can see here, host 1 has already sent some data. Okay, but host 2 will not receive it because it receives it at this point. It reaches host 2 at this point, but by that time already host 2 has disconnected. So in asymmetric connection release, there is always some kind of a risk for losing of data. So any party can decide to disconnect without waiting for any confirmation from the other party. That is asymmetric. In symmetric connection release, each party can release the connection independent of the other one. Okay, so both the parties will have to agree that the data is to be connection is to be released. So here there is one something like this. So let's see before we go to the previous diagram. So here you can see the host 1 sends a disconnect request, okay, and starts the timer. The host 2 sends a disconnect request and starts the timer. When this receives, the host 1 receives the connection release, it releases the connection and sends an acknowledgement. And when this acknowledgement is received at host 2, it will release the connection. The connection is released. So both parties, you can see, will be releasing the connection only when it receives the confirmation from the other party. But again, is it as so straightforward? Because these all three of these can be delayed or can be lost. So is it so straightforward? Well, not really. So there is one particular problem here which can you can think of it as connection release. So here this is called the two army problem. So you have two armies, the blue army and the white army. So the blue army is here in two different mountains or hills, and in the valley you have the white army. So you can see the total number of people in the blue army is 4, whereas in the white army is 3. So the blue army can easily capture the white army. But now for that, both parties, that is party A and party B, that is this party, army 1 and army 2, must attack at the same time. So to attack at the same time, they have to synchronize. And for that, they can send a message. What they can do is they can send a message. So they can send a message, but the message has to pass through the valley to reach the second blue army. So this message can be captured. It can be manipulated by the white army. So the message which is going from this party to this party or from this party to this party is not reliable. So if, say, blue army 1 decides to attack based on the message and the message is a fake, then they will get captured. they will get captured by the White Army, because individually none of the two parties of the Blue Army are sufficient to defeat the White Army. So the thing is that here both parties cannot coordinate based on a message which is passed through an unreliable channel. So symmetric data connection release also has the same problem. So you are sending a disconnection request, fine. Host 2 is also sending a disconnection request, okay, fine. This acknowledgement is sent, okay, fine. But all of these may be lost, or one of these may be lost. So that will disrupt the whole process. So here, what we can see is how does this take place? So here you have host 1 will send a data disconnect request, start a timer. Host 2 will send a data disconnection request, and okay, will also start a timer. Okay, host 1, okay, fine, sends the acknowledgement for this data disconnection request, and it releases the connection. Okay, but this acknowledgement gets lost. So what happens? Host 2 will keep on waiting till the timer times out. So when you get a timeout, then the connection is real. So when the acknowledgement is lost based on the timer, okay, if the acknowledgement is not received within a particular amount of time, then the connection is released. So it may happen that the acknowledgement was not sent, but some data, the other party is not ready. So it may happen that something like this. Here you have the disconnection request is sent by host 1. Disconnection request is sent by host 2. Okay, this is lost. Disconnection request gets lost. Okay, now host 1 is waiting for a disconnection request from host 2, waiting, and then timeout occurs. So what it will do? It will send the data disconnect request once more. So it sends a disconnect request once more. All right. Again, this reaches, say this one reaches the host 2. So again, it will start a timer, and then it will send its own disconnection request. It reaches successfully the host 1. So host 1 will release the connection and send the acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is received by host 2, and connection is released. So this is our in case of the disconnection request being lost, this is how it will work. Okay, so it is sending the disconnection request. One party will send, any of the two parties will be sending the disconnection request again. Okay. The last scenario that we are looking at is that the host 1 is sending the disconnection request. Host 2 is sending the disconnection request, which is lost. Host 1 is again sending a disconnection request, that is lost. Okay. Now here it sends it starts a timer. So it waits for some amount of time for the timer, and then when it times out, connection is released. Okay. So when the connection is released, this host 1 does not know that the connection is released, so it will keep on sending. So as it does not get any disconnection request or from host 2, it will keep on sending disconnection request. So it will try it for n times. If after n times also it does not get a disconnection request from host 2, then it will release the connection. So we have seen that in connection release, you don't have much of a, I mean, there is, even though if you are using symmetric, okay, because of loss of packets, you may still have some data loss. Okay, so we are, in order to improve the performance of the connection release, so will have to consider. Remember, I talked about performance and correctness. So some kind of a balance has to be brought in order to have a workable solution to disconnection request. So that is all about connection release. So connection release is comparatively simpler as opposed to connection establishment. So connection in connection-oriented services provided by the transport layer, you have to first have a connection establishment process, and then finally a connection release process. And for connection establishment, we follow the three-way handshaking protocol. And for connection release, if we are following asymmetric, then there is always the chance of data. There may be the chance of data loss. And if you are using symmetric, then also you may have to go through. We use the timeout in order to handle lost packets. So that is all about connection release in transport layer.